Question 1. In which book of the Bible is the Sermon on the Mount found? A. Mark. B. Luke. C. Matthew. D. John. The right answer is letter C, Matthew. The Sermon on the Mount is found in Matthew chapters 5, 7. Question 2. Which mountain is traditionally associated with the Sermon on the Mount? A. Mount Carmel. B. Mount Sinai. C. Mount of Olives. D. Mount Eremos. The right answer is letter D, Mount Eremos. Mount Eremos is traditionally believed to be the location of the Sermon on the Mount. Question 3. What are the opening statements of the Sermon on the Mount called? A. The Beatitudes. B. The Ten Commandments. C. The Parables. D. The Psalms. The right answer is letter A, the Beatitudes. The Beatitudes are the opening statements that describe the blessings for various groups of people. Question 4. According to Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount, who are the salt of the earth? A. The rich. B. The disciples. C. The Pharisees. D. The poor. The right answer is letter B, the disciples. Jesus tells his disciples that they are the salt of the earth, emphasizing their role in preserving and enhancing the world. Question 5. Who are called the light of the world in the Sermon on the Mount? A. The Pharisees. B. The Romans. C. The disciples. D. The prophets. The right answer is letter C, the disciples. Jesus calls his disciples the light of the world, highlighting their responsibility to shine God's truth. Question 6. In the Beatitudes, who does Jesus say will inherit the earth? A. The meek. B. The poor. C. The merciful. D. The peacemakers. The right answer is letter A, the meek. Jesus says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." Matthew 5:5. Question 7. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus states that the pure in heart will see whom? A. Angels. B. The kingdom of heaven. C. God. D. The Holy Spirit. The right answer is letter C, God. Jesus says, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." Matthew 5:8. Question 8. What does Jesus teach about anger towards others in the Sermon on the Mount? A. It is acceptable. B. It should be limited. C. It is equivalent to murder. D. It is natural. The right answer is letter C. It is equivalent to murder. Jesus equates anger towards others with murder, stressing the importance of reconciliation. Matthew 5:21-22. Question 9. According to the Sermon on the Mount, what should one do if someone strikes them on the right cheek? A. Strike back. B. Turn the other cheek. C. Walk away. D. Report them. The right answer is letter B, turn the other cheek. Jesus teaches, if anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also. Matthew 5:39. Question 10. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus teaches that if your right eye causes you to sin, you should do what? A. Ignore it. B. Close it. C. Remove it. D. Cover it. The right answer is letter C, remove it. Jesus says, if your right eye causes you to stumble, gouge it out and throw it away. Matthew 5:29. Question 11. What prayer does Jesus teach in the Sermon on the Mount? A. The Lord's Prayer. B. The Hail Mary. C. The Nicene Creed. D. The Jesus Prayer. The right answer is letter A, the Lord's Prayer. Jesus teaches the Lord's Prayer as a model for how to pray, Matthew 6:9-13. Question 12. According to the Sermon on the Mount, what should you do in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you? A. Fast. B. Pray. C. Give to the needy. D. All of the above. The right answer is letter D, all of the above. Jesus teaches to fast, pray, and give to the needy in secret so that God, who sees in secret, will reward you. Matthew 6:4-6:18. Question 13. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus teaches that where your treasure is, there your ___ will be also. A. Heart. B. Mind. C. Soul. D. Body. The right answer is letter A, heart. Jesus says, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Matthew 6:21. Question 14. According to Jesus, who cannot serve both God and what? A. Family. B. Wealth. C. Friends. D. Country. The right answer is letter B, wealth. Jesus states, "No one can serve two masters. You cannot serve both God and money." Matthew 6:24. Question 15. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus advises to seek first the kingdom of God and his what? A. Righteousness. B. Love. C. Mercy. D. Grace. The right answer is letter A, righteousness. Jesus teaches, "But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Matthew 6:33. Question 16. What analogy does Jesus use for those who hear his words and act on them? A. A wise man building his house on the rock. B. A foolish man building his house on the sand. C. A builder constructing a tower. D. A sower planting seeds. The right answer is letter A, a wise man building his house on the rock. Jesus compares those who act on his words to a wise man who builds his house on the rock. Matthew 7:24-25. Question 17. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus warns against judging others, saying you will be judged by the same what? A. Standards. B. People. C. Measure. D. Time. The right answer is letter C, measure. Jesus warns, "For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." Matthew 7:2. Question 18. According to Jesus, what should you do before removing the speck from your brother's eye? A. Pray for guidance. B. Ask for help. C. Remove the plank from your own eye. D. Seek forgiveness. The right answer is letter C. Remove the plank from your own eye. Jesus advises, first take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. Matthew 7:5. Question 19. What is the narrow gate that leads to life according to Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount? A. Love. B. Faith. C. Obedience. D. Truth. The right answer is letter B, faith. Jesus says, "But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it." Matthew 7:14. Question 20. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus instructs to do to others what you would have them do to you. This is known as what? A. The Great Commandment. B. The Golden Rule. C. The Beatitudes. D. The Greatest Commandment. The right answer is letter B, the Golden Rule. Jesus states, "So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you." Matthew 7:12. Question 21. According to Jesus, what happens to every tree that does not bear good fruit? A. It is pruned. B. It is watered. C. It is cut down and thrown into the fire. D. It is fertilized. The right answer is letter C. It is cut down and thrown into the fire. Jesus warns, every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Matthew 7:19. Question 22. Jesus warns against false prophets, saying they come in sheep's clothing but inwardly are what? A. Wolves. B. Lions. C. Snakes. D. Foxes. The right answer is letter A, wolves. Jesus cautions, watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. Matthew 7:15. Question 23. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus tells his followers to ask, seek, and what else? A. Find. B. Knock. C. Pray. D. Fast. The right answer is letter B, knock. Jesus says, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. Matthew 7:7. Question 24. What does Jesus compare to the wise man who builds his house on the rock? A. Those who hear his words and put them into practice. B. Those who hear his words and ignore them. C. Those who seek wealth. D. Those who fast and pray. The right answer is letter A, those who hear his words and put them into practice. Jesus says, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. Matthew 7:24. Question 25. How does Jesus conclude the Sermon on the Mount? A. With a prayer. B. With a parable. C. With a blessing. D. With a warning. The right answer is letter D, with a warning. Jesus concludes with a warning about the consequences of not acting on his teachings, emphasizing the importance of obedience. Matthew 7:26-27. Thank you for participating in our Sermon on the Mount quiz. How many did you get right? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your score in the comments. See you in our next video.